Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?
Who shut off the music? That's what I want to know. I wish we could just have it rolling this whole time. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that would be nice. What's really nice is it is Saturday night. We are all here cooking along live. And I think it was my man Ethan who said he hoped I had some wine. You know I do, my friend. We are cooking steak frites tonight. My name is Christina, and you are watching a live episode of Here on the Main. If you're catching the rerun, you know I have timestamps down below for you. Get to where you want to go. I know you're impatient. We are doing this recipe step by step, all live in real time. There's no script, there's no teleprompter. It's all happening. But the reason we are able to do this each and every week is because of Tech Savvy. Tech Savvy keeps us on the air live with you with this excellent quality live stream, and we are just happy to have them. Thank you so much, Tech Savvy. I want you guys to start preheating your oven. We need to get that oven up to 450. If you have convection, you know who you are. Get your convection oven preheated right now to 425. Convection is really going to help you here. These are potatoes, I know. I was athlete of the year in grade 6, by the way. Hence the potato toss. So we want to preheat that oven right away. Get your pan ready. Get some parchment paper down there. We're going to be rocking. This is going to be so much fun. Let me know if you're cooking along so I can keep checking in on you. I want to make sure you guys are okay. Get your vegetable oil, or we're gonna need that, and your cornmeal. I am gonna show you guys such a cool way to do these fries. Now, I'm a big believer in deep frying at home. Deep frying at home isn't always a good time. It's greasy, it's messy, it's smelly. I mean, I love a good deep fry. Don't get me wrong, I love a good deep fry, but I'm gonna show you a way to do these that is going to be very hands-off and let you bring everything else together, and you're not gonna have a giant pot of oil that you need to dispose of at the end. So I got you. Make sure those steaks are out of the fridge. I like to cook mine more at room temp so they don't overcook. That's gonna be a pro tip. But first and foremost, we're gonna get these fries rocking. Again, oven preheated to 450, or if you're cooking on convection, 425. Now, grab your potatoes. I'm doing 2 potatoes for 2 people. I figure about a potato per person, and I'm using russets. Russets are phenomenal because this is what they use in all the restaurants, like russet potatoes. That's where it's at. So I want you guys to take your potato, and what I'm actually gonna do is square off this potato a little bit because I want these to be more uniform pieces. So I'm actually just gonna take the end right off this potato, not very much. I want to just create more of a square shape on this potato. And if you're like, well, what do we do with these little potato pieces? My friends, you chop them up and make home fries tomorrow morning. Yeah, that easy. If you want a recipe for home fries, let me know. I make phenomenal home fries, and they're easy. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind when you are chopping these fries is the size. So you want a size that's not huge. Like, we want these to be frites, but we also want to keep in mind that they're going to shrink. So I'm doing mine just shy of a ½ inch. My oven's preheated. Just shy of a ½ inch thick, right there. So can they get good eyes on this? They can see how thick I am? Perfect. So look, I'm going about a little less than ½ inch, just right down. Get good planks. I did not peel my potato. You will notice that. I did scrub it, but honestly, COVID gets killed in high heat anyway, so don't worry about it. Just get these sliced up. I leave the potato on because it's very rustic and it's very fun, and you know, you look a little bit bougier. I'm just going to get this last one done. If I have any odd shaped pieces, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave them for tomorrow morning's breakfast and only focus on the VIPs at this time. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone's good. There's like, the chat seemed to have stalled. I hope that's, ooh, Pinot Noir. Yeah, you guys are good. I think you're all just cooking, that's why. So, look, I've got all these planks of potato. Now, we need to slice them the other way. And when I said like these potatoes are very VIP, like you need to give special attention to all of them, I'm only going to slice the ones that fit together. So these two fit together. And I'm going for an even cut lengthwise as I did the other way. So I'm trying to create squares. If you need to modify your shape so that it's more even, but it's not like a baton, don't worry about it. We're just focusing on trying to get them all the same size. Do you see these little end pieces? These little points right here are going to burn. So we're cooking with high heat, we're cooking with oil, like this is hot, guys. So these little end pieces are gonna burn. So I'm showing you, I'm actually just cutting off a little, just a little squared end there, and I'm gonna save these for those home fries tomorrow morning. Hopefully you're cooking for someone special in the morning. And I am going to, any pieces I can salvage into really nice size fries, I'm gonna do that. Otherwise, it is home fries for tomorrow. So right here, see, I've got this beautiful fry with the skin, but these little ends, that's gonna burn, and that's not a good time. So those go away. Just keep slicing up those fries. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this day. Like, holy moly, it was beautiful out. I'm just setting all of these aside. I cleaned, I cooked a little, nothing too exciting. But man, it was nice to feel that sun. Okay, here we go. I've got my end pieces. Like I said, that end portion of the potato is going to give you some difficulty just because you have these pointed shapes right here at the end. Just cut those off. Cut them in a decent enough shape that they're going to look good as a home fry in the morning. That's a pro tip. And I will tell you guys, if you want a really quick kind of home fry DIY, just get these pieces of potato into a cast iron skillet with any herbs you like, some olive oil, salt and pepper, and don't move them too much. Just let them caramelize. Do them right from raw. That is my favorite way to do a home fry. And truth be told, I actually call them Howard's home fries because Howard is my dad, and this is how he makes home fries. And our whole family love his home fries. Like everybody loves his home fries. So remember, cut the ends off those potatoes. These are for tomorrow. And I'm going to look for, I always look at the best way. Like where is going to be my best first cut? About a little less than ½ an inch. I don't know how big 1/4 of an inch is, but I don't think we're that small. And just practice, go slow so you get a nice even cut. The more even, the better. Your oven should be coming up to temp, getting nice and hot. Ron says he built an outdoor kitchen today. Guys, who is jealous of Ron? Put a thumbs up in the comments. I'm jealous of Ron. Put my thumbs up down there if you can, David. My God, Ron, you have the life up there in Sudbury. I'm jealous. I hope to have an outdoor kitchen one day. I hope to be coming to you guys live from my outdoor kitchen one day. See, look, my little ends, off they go. Off they go. This is like how Five Guys does fries. They leave the skin on, they use russet potatoes, and they just fry in heaps of peanut oil. Sounds good to me. We left all the windows and stuff open today because why the heck not? We need some of that ambient noise. Here we go. Almost done here. Get that pan prepped. You want to have a nice big sheet tray. Just a fair warning, your sheet tray will probably warp in the oven. So if you hear a big bang at some point while your fries are in the oven, don't be alarmed, friends. It's just your sheet tray saying, ooh, it's hot in here. That's what happens. Metal warps. What are you going to do? And don't be fooled. Like there are pans that say anti-warping. This will never warp. That is not true. That is a lie. That is a lie. I don't know why they're allowed to lie like that, but they are. Cutting off my little ends. Here we go. I'm going to get this last guy right on there. See, I'm discarding. I don't want to get rid of all of the stuff there. I'm just tucking it aside in favor of all of my nice big pieces. Okay. I have all of my potatoes chopped. I'm going to grab my sheet tray with my parchment. This is fun, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this anywhere before. This is a hybrid method that I learned from a French chef, Laura Calder. She boils the potatoes and then tosses them in cornmeal. But this is, this is an awesome way to cook your frites so that they get crispy. This is a lot of potato. I might not need to cook all of this. So that they get crispy, but again, you're using less oil and not frying them. So I am starting to arrange these guys on the baking sheet, and my goal is to get them into a single layer. Now, if I can't get them into a single layer, but I have enough on here to eat for tonight, I will save some for tomorrow, because it is better to have a sheet tray that is not crowded than it is to steam your potatoes. In fact, if you are in danger of steaming your potatoes and not roasting your potatoes, grab another sheet tray. Like, that's a better method. Don't say to yourself, oh, this will be fine. It won't be fine. There's very few things that are happening to these potatoes, so they need to be the best things. When you're working with, we ever talk about this, when you're working with a few ingredients, you gotta make sure that they are the best. And in this case, it's these potatoes cooking in good time with enough air around it. There we go. Okay, this is what I am gonna do right here. I probably should have went the other way. Call me crazy. How are you guys doing? Everyone with me? My neighbor might be playing guitar. Tell me if you can hear it in the comments. Hopefully it's non-copyrighted music so we can continue to have it. Great. These are my potatoes. I'm going to put these aside for tomorrow. Now I definitely have enough home fries. Okay, first things first, grab your veg oil. I want you to drizzle these with vegetable oil. About 2 tablespoons, sorry. Not too much. We don't want them drowning, but we do want them liberally coated. Now that your veg oil is on the pan, coat them really, really well with your hands. You want every single surface covered in this veg oil, because this is what's gonna help them crisp up really, really well. This is, I'm getting ahead of myself. We want to eliminate the water from the potato. And as we do that, so the potatoes are gonna start to steam, the starch on the outside is gonna start to caramelize, and that's when we end up with that nice crispy brown flavor on the fry. Okay, back in one even layer, it's time to salt and do our cornmeal. My hands are a mess, so I'm going to wash them very quickly. And I always say that, very quickly, because I don't wanna leave you guys. I don't wanna leave you just hanging over there. And I know David was probably on a shot of the potatoes so that you have something to look at. That's just what happens. Okay, I'm gonna take a second, draw my wine. Cornmeal. Guys, this is gonna be a game changer. You can do this to any potatoes anytime. Take your cornmeal and start dusting it on the fries. And you wanna actually see the cornmeal. This is not such a light dusting. This isn't like you're dusting salt. The cornmeal isn't gonna add a whole heck of a lot of flavor. This is for crunch. So you can see how much I'm doing. You're gonna need, you might not need the full 2 tablespoons, but get these fries coated in the cornmeal. Just like that, as if you were seasoning them with salt, but a little bit heavier. Okay, and now salt. Season. Not too heavy, because I do have a little treat for these later. These are all coated. I'm going to use one hand to flip them, and the other hand is my dry hand to keep coating. Just get them flipped as best you can. These are going to be all coated in cornmeal, and you'll see there's some cornmeal on the pan. These fries will just pick it up. Let me know how you guys are doing. Could we have tossed them in a bowl instead of pouring the oil on the pan? We want the oil on the pan, and we want as much of that oil on the pan as possible. So yes, you could, but then I would recommend you drizzle them after as well with oil, because that extra oil on the pan is what's going to really help them crisp. You'll see recipes that use up to 1/4 cup of oil, and I'm just seasoning the other side with my cornmeal. And we were using a lot less than that. Frites are ready to go and scraps are ready. You guys are just rocking. Perfect. Okay, cornmeal, salt. Guys, these are ready for the oven. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. These things are gonna need about 30 minutes in the oven, but I want you guys to watch them because, as always, my oven isn't as hot as yours, and if you're using convection, you'll probably be done before me. But the key is to set the timer for 15 minutes. That's when we're gonna flip them. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Don't be alarmed if the pan warps. It's probably gonna happen. I'm putting these in, and I'm setting my timer for 15 minutes so that nobody loses track. That would not be good. We would smell burning potatoes. Great. Done. Breathe. Round 1 done. Okay. Butter. You guys probably saw Steakhouse butter on that recipe card and went, what the heck is that? Well, let me tell you. A man named Michael Smith, a very prominent Canadian chef, fabulous guy, taught me how to make this butter. When I say he taught me, I mean I learned from his cookbook. He taught me. And it's a phenomenal butter. I love it so, so much. I've got all my ingredients right here, everything you see. What do I need? I need a little spatula. So you can use whatever you want to mix this up, but I am going to tell you the butter and the red wine do not want to marry each other naturally. We have to force it. So don't worry about that. I will get you there. So in the bowl, we need 1 whole shallot, 1 clove of garlic, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, a tablespoon of fresh thyme that you should have already picked. If you don't have your fresh thyme picked, then you're gonna need to delegate that out right now, and a tablespoon of parsley. So you'll see I've got everything beautifully arranged right here, and I'm just gonna start adding things to the bowl. I'm gonna start with the butter. Your butter should be room temp. Guys, look, it's hot in here. Like, there's a reason I never wear sleeves. It's because it's hot as hell in this kitchen. But I do love it. I hate the air conditioning. Okay, so my butter, look at this. This butter is beautiful. So my butter is in. I am going to start adding all my ingredients. First, shallot. Let's move this out of the way. Get the shallot chopped. You just need it chopped fine. It doesn't matter how it happens. I'm just gonna wash my knife really quickly because it's all gross from the potato. It doesn't matter how you chop the shallot, just get it chopped fine and get it into this butter. The finer, the better, because we want this to just melt into the butter. I'm gonna slice it right down the middle. Get this peel out of here. Guys, this dinner is gonna fly. Before you know it, you will be eating, and I call this a date night because this is a recipe you guys can pull together anytime. You barely need, it's all things that you usually have on hand if you've grocery shopped that week. I mean, maybe the herbs in the butter are gonna be different, but hey, that's when you're riffing it. You're mixing it up, you're doing different things, putting your own take, using whatever you have. Very, very fine chop. Nice. Okay, there we go. The next half of the shallot. How are you guys doing? Let me know. Jason, you there? Ethan? Ron? Jessica? Come on. Let me know you're okay. Oh, this one's making me cry a little. Just a little. There we go. Look at all that beautiful shallot. Forgive my crying. Very dramatic of me. Okay. Shallot into the bowl. Guys, this butter is going to be good for so many things. If you pan fry some meat, you do some veg later on this week, put this butter in it. I don't know what that was. Don't even ask me. Okay. Where'd my garlic clove go? Do you guys see it? I don't see it. David, do you see it? No one sees it. all good. I got another one. Somebody stole my garlic clove. We got to roll the tape back. David's pointing. It's somewhere. That's fine. Garlic. I'm using my trick where I put the salt on top of the garlic because we want to make a paste. I want this to be a garlicky. Little bit of salt. You're doing as great as your arms look in that dress. Jess and John Hillier, are you trying to be my favorite cook-along people? I work out a little. John owns easily the best gym in Sudbury. If not in Ontario, like it's a pretty great spot. Called The Basement. And there is nowhere else you want to get fit in that city other than The Basement. The vibe, the people. That's the first place I worked out that actually felt like home. Like it was just a phenomenal spot. Good job, John. I'm using my knife to make that paste. You want to push on the front of your knife with one hand while you move the knife back with the other. Push and move. Push and move. Look at this. Garlic paste right into the bowl. And now the fun part, the herbs. Now I've got thyme right here. I'm putting it down on my cutting board. You'll notice I put it right where the garlic was. Right? And I'm grabbing a little handful of parsley. I just want about a tablespoon. Perfect. You know, I'm not going to leave all these stems behind. All right, roll it all up together, that thyme, that parsley, and start chopping. We want a small, small chop, as fine as you can go, because we want this butter to have a uniform consistency. When this butter melts on top of the steak, you are going to weep with joy because the freshness from the parsley, the creaminess from the butter, the fat from the butter, the acid from the red wine vinegar, the savoriness from the garlic. Guys, it really is just a match made in flavor heaven, I have to say. There we go. I've got everything ready here. Put all of your herbs, I'll bring the bowl here. Put all of your herbs in this bowl. Now I know I put a little bit of salt in here, but I am gonna season it just a little bit more. Just a little sprinkle of salt and pepper, freshly cracked black pepper. Get it in there as much as you like. I'm going for a little less than 1/4 teaspoon, and I'm going to mix. Now, like I said, when we go to incorporate the red wine vinegar into this butter, it's not going to be easy because it's not going to want to go into the butter. It's fat and water. They don't want to mix, but we're going to force it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with a little bit at a time. A little bit of the red wine vinegar, a little splash at a time. Mix it, whip it, get it in there. Oh yeah, don't go all at once, just a little bit at a time. You'll see, it'll go. And the best way to store this butter is in some plastic wrap. You can actually roll the butter right up in plastic wrap. Here we go. A little bit of red wine vinegar at a time. It'll get you there, just be patient. I like to do a big scoop and a press. Press it right in there. Oh yeah. I did a recipe test this week of some pad thai. So looking forward to showing you guys that. Look at the color of this butter. It's almost turning pink from this red wine vinegar, which, I mean, gentlemen, you make this for a lady, this pink butter. Like, hello, very nice, sir. And ladies, you make this for your man, anyone, whoever your loved one is, I don't care. Like, he will literally do anything for you if you make him this butter. Okay, this tastes phenomenal. I am setting this aside. Hey, there's my garlic clove. I knew that was gonna show up. Dave was like, I told you. Tell me how you guys are doing. We're about ready to start cooking that steak. And you know what we'll do before we start cooking the steak is we'll prep our seasoning for the fries. I'm just going to peek in on this steak or on these fries to make sure we're okay, and we are definitely okay. Make sure my oven is up to temp. Oh yeah. Guys, we're rocking. We're rocking. This is good. So I'm gonna start prepping my, my little spice mixture, herb mixture for these fries. Now, my Sudbury friends, these fries are inspired by Vespa Street Kitchen. I don't know how Vespa is now, but a couple years ago, Vespa was the spot. Like, it was so good, so good. I just loved it. I loved it. It was delicious. The food was unique, super full flavored, and they had these fries that they served. And these fries were like shoestring fries, so thin. And it was just, they were so good. They were topped with they were tossed in like this herb mixture of like, it had to have been, I'm guessing it was this, thyme, parsley. I'm just pulling the leaves off my thyme. Black pepper, garlic powder. Like, it was so good. I've got about a teaspoon of thyme right here. I'm gonna run my knife through it. So these fries were inspired by Vespa. Let me know if the fries are still the same at Vespa. Next time I'm up that way, I might have to get some so that David can try them because they're that good. So I'm putting my thyme in a little tiny ramekin. Howard, my dad, says Sudbury, porchetta bingo, and cold beer. What else do you want? Great town. You hear that, Sudbury friends? Yes, I would say the beer at porchetta bingo is extra cold. We've always done quite well at porchetta bingo. If you don't know what porchetta bingo is, it's basically bingo where you win a pound of meat when you call bingo. And there's all these like unwritten rules and funny things. You hear that? Those are my neighbors. David's putting on his earphones to see if we can hear that. I love it. I love living here, guys. One day, you know what? One day I'm not going to live in this badass condo, and I'm like, hopefully have a family, and like it's going to be all that. And I may long for the days where I'm sweating my butt off in this kitchen, listening to my neighbors' gangster rap. That day will come, I think. Until then, I'll enjoy it. Okay. Jessica says 7 pounds. Yes. 7 pounds of porchetta is what we won that night. Okay, I've got thyme and parsley in this little bowl. I'm gonna add black pepper, and I'm going to be generous because I want this to be really good. I'm not gonna add any salt to this because we already have salt on the fries, and I'm adding, first we're gonna add half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm eyeballing this. It's not necessary to have it perfect. And, guys, the pièce de résistance, Parmigiano Reggiano. Please don't use the fake stuff. We've talked about this before. Everyone knows. It's time to buy the real stuff. We're grown. That's what we're doing now. Okay, grab some Parmigiano Reggiano, grate it. Really, I mean, you can do as much as you like. I'm going for about a tablespoon on my microplane. And I'm just gonna mix it right in. That might be more than a tablespoon. And I'm going to chop a little bit off the end for myself because, guys, when you're cooking by yourself, like it's basically a wine and cheese tasting. And if it's not, it should be. Get on that. Oh my God, so buttery. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, here we go. Parmigiano in your little cute bowl. You know how cute that is. And get this all mixed. You want, actually I'm gonna use my hands. I'm just kind of pushing the parm and the nice herbs all together, and I'm creating this flavorful mixture. Oh my God, it smells, okay, I'm sorry, this was better than Vespa. I think they're using dried herbs. Are they using dried herbs? I think this is better with fresh. Okay. I mean, time will tell, my friends. We're not far away. Okay. Here we go. Now, preheat your cast iron pan or your stainless steel skillet. Guys, I have to tell you, I don't know why everyone gets so intimidated about cooking steak. I want to tell you something. When people say get your pan ripping hot, they don't mean on high. We don't want to be all the way up there. Your meat will burn. Cooking steak is like cooking anything else. You need to give it time to brown. But with steak, we want the outside to brown before the inside overcooks. Really think about that. Like, think about what needs to happen to the meat and think, if you have your pan so freaking ripping hot that the second the steak hits it, you're smoked out of your kitchen and it's burnt, that's not helping anybody. So get your pan onto a medium high. We're talking like a number 8. That's where we want to be. And we want to get it up to temp so that as hot as the pan is going to get at that temp, at number 8, that's where we are. So next thing is the steak. Now, I have a real pro tip coming your way, so pay attention, please, because this may or may not apply to you. Look at my steaks. These are beautiful. They're from the Piggy Market in Ottawa. I've got them dried off with a paper towel. I want you to do that because we're going to put a little oil on the outside of these steaks. And when they hit the pan, the steaks will not sear if the outside of the steaks are wet. So we don't want wet steaks. I can hear my timer's about to go off, so I'm actually going to hit pause on this because we have to flip the fries. But get those steaks dried off. That is key. And I'm going to show you guys, because I have a little bit of fat on the outside of these steaks that I can actually sacrifice, and I'm going to do it. Okay, fries. Look at these. They're a little pale looking. That's normal. We're not there yet. Oh, the spatula is in the dishwasher. Here we go. It's clean. It was just in the dishwasher. Okay. I want you guys to use a spatula and flip these guys over as evenly as you can. Look at that. That was a perfect flip. Did we get that on camera? That was good. Okay, make sure there's lots of room for these fries or else they're going to steam and not roast. Bam, look at that. That's my timer. Okay. So guys, get your fries flipped. Make sure there's room between all of them. Like, I may have even crowded just a little. It's because I want a lot of fries. Can you blame me? Okay, here we go. Flip them over. Space them out. Oh, that one's not flipped. Just spend a little bit of time. These are so low maintenance, guys, that spending the little bit of time necessary to get them spaced out and evenly flipped is worth it, because the rest of it is hands off. Well, until we toss them in that delicious, flavorful herb mixture we just made. Okay. I think I got almost all of them. Nothing drastic is going to happen if you don't get one. Don't worry. We're not talking about one of those situations. Let me know if it's hot in your kitchen. Did you turn on your AC yet? I hate the AC. I love that hotness. Okay, there we go. Bam! These look great. Putting them in the oven for another 15 minutes, but my convection friends, yours might be almost done, so keep an eye. They're going to be perfectly golden brown. They're going to be incredibly crispy. I don't want you to forget about them. Please pay attention. You know, I always encourage you guys to pay attention. Okay, here we go. I'm just making sure my oven is as hot as it can be. I'm preheating my timer for another 10 minutes because I want to check it just before they're done. We've had our pan preheating for a while now. So again, pay attention in your kitchen. I'm just taking it off the heat for a second so that it doesn't burst up in flames when I put the steak in. But I'm going to reintroduce the steak and I want to show you guys something. You're going to have one of two situations. First situation, your steak has this giant piece of fat on the outside. Now your steak might have a little piece of fat like this one right here. But if you continue along the steak, it gets quite large over here. This is never going to render and it's never going to cook in the time that we're going to have it in that pan. So I'm going to show you a real pro tip. We're going to cut off some of this fat and we're going to use it to cook our steak. So if you don't have this fat cap, don't worry. You're going to oil your steak with vegetable oil that I told you guys to have ready. And that's going to be perfect because that was my intention. When I picked these up, and you'll see, I'm literally going to slice some of this fat right off. Bam. Look how much fat that is. And I'm not even going to need all of this. I'm going to start with about 2/3 of it, and I'm going to put this in the pan so it can start to melt and render. next steak. Again, if you don't have this, don't worry. Let me know how you guys are doing. I don't see any comments. If you guys don't have that, don't worry. It's not necessary. This can be saved. You can freeze this. You can keep this for something else. This is, because it's just beef fat, like tallow, people pay good money for this. Like, people pay big bucks for that in a specialty store, and you just have it laying around right now. So here we go. Actually, yes, let's do these right on the cutting board. Here's how you season a steak properly. I purposefully took out my nice large flake kosher salt for you guys tonight so that you could see this in real time. I've got my beef fat. I'm gonna move it back over to the heat because I want it to render and create a nice slick surface for cooking these steaks. So you guys are gonna be able to see this salt really, really well. And I want to give this a generous season. Look at that. This is how your steak should be seasoned. You should see the salt. It should almost look like too much. Freshly cracked black pepper. I ground it just before the show for you. We don't have very many seasonings on this steak, just these two, plus our herb butters going on at the end, so we don't want to go too crazy. Oh yeah, I can smell this. Beautiful. Get that beef fat. If you're using the beef fat, make sure you get it all in that pan. Rub it around. Ooh, it smells so good. Push this seasoning right into the steak. If you're not using the beef fat, you are actually going to oil your steaks and not the pan. So flip them over, do the other side. The reason you want to oil the steaks is because if you oil the pan, it's going to smoke out your kitchen, guys. Like, you're going to have all this oil not on the food cooking and just, you know, creating mess and smoke. We don't need that. I can hear that fat rendering. We cook with all of our senses. Listen to what's happening, feel what's happening, push that seasoning in, get it all off the cutting board. Okay, now, how long to cook these? We're going to be touching the meat a lot, and we're about to go over to the stove. We're gonna be touching the meat a lot, and we want to feel for when we start to feel resistance on the meat. When we start to feel resistance, that is when the interior is cooking. We could definitely use our thermometer, but we're gonna do this just willy-nilly. Here we go. I'm going to bring you guys over right now. It smells really good already because of that beef fat. All right, this is perfect. I'm removing my beef fat. I'll bring you guys over. And my wine. It's almost ready to be refilled. Okay, we're ready. Steaks into the pan. You want to hear a sizzle? I'm down at number 6 now because I want this to cook. Yes, and develop flavor. Now, don't put too much pressure on yourself, guys. I'm gonna grab more wine while I talk to you. Please don't put too much pressure on yourself to be like, it has to be cooked like this or else. You will get there, friends. You will get there by feeling it, by smelling it. Because you're making it, it's going to taste great. So don't feel that pressure for it to be, you know, that perfect medium rare, that perfect medium. That takes practice. Practice or a thermopen. If you need a thermopen, I do have one linked below, and they were blowing out a bunch of colors, and they were extra cheap. But I'm gonna do this with you guys to show you that, like, this is fine. It will be fine. You can always peek at it to see how you're doing. You want to have brown flavor developing, crust forming, but not burning. Nobody needs burning. So everything is looking good. If the color is getting too brown before you've even flipped it, because we want to aim for we're going to start with 3 minutes on each side. If you find you're getting too much color and it's barely been in the pan, turn your pan down. Pull the pan off of the heat. If you're cooking with cast iron, this holds the heat really, really well. Take a peek. Yes, I want to show you guys how this looks right now. You don't need to flip it over like this. I'm just showing you. Look at that. It looks wonderful. I've got nice brown flavor happening here, but nothing happening there. Because there's nothing happening here, move it around. Let it hit another hot part of the pan. This one, beautiful. Look at that. Let it keep going. I'm going to bump up the heat just a little bit to number 8. Again, just so that I can ensure it's cooking all the way through to my desired doneness. My desired doneness is honestly about medium. You cook it to whatever doneness you want. If you want rare, you're going to be about 3 minutes aside. Anything over 3 minutes aside, you're venturing into medium, medium rare, medium territory. See, look, I'm getting a lot of smoke. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. The point is you want to start feeling the meat. If you see right now, it's fairly raw. My finger's going all the way through. We want to get it to where I'm feeling some resistance. So I'm ready. I'm going to flip this over. Flip this guy over. Because I can always go back to this side and keep cooking it. I really want the inside to start warming up, start coming up to temp. You'll see I have this nice fat cap right here. At the very end, we are going to stand that up and just sear that a little bit, just so that when we're cutting it and eating it, it's tasting nice. How are your fries doing, guys? Just a reminder to check on your fries. Mine are good, but not done yet. Not done yet. You're going to want to look for that brown flavor on the fries. These will get crispy. They will be so, so crispy. It'll be awesome. You guys are going to love it. How's that wine? Let me know how you guys are. I'm still cooking over here. Oh, yes. Make sure you lick your finger right at the end of that. Check the bottom. We're getting brown flavor on that bottom. Very, very, very nice. I'm going to give my cutting board a little wipe. I'm not concerned about cutting the steak right where I had it, because if you guys don't know, you can eat raw steak. It's not a problem. It's called tartare. Look it up. I'm just being silly. I do like a good steak tartare. Okay. Smells amazing, said Ethan, sorry. Perfect. Okay. I am going to come in here. I want you guys to see. I'm starting to push my finger down. You'll see I'm still getting a lot of resistance. That means I'm still quite raw in the middle. If that's how you like your steak, you're going to be approaching rare. I would pull it off if this is how you like your steak. If you like your steak a little bit more done than that, keep going. My timer just went off. But like I said, my oven is not as hot, so my fries are not done. You guys, check your fries. Check if they're done. You should have them nice and brown. My fries are close to done. Need to keep them warm. So Ron, if your fries are almost done, you need to keep them warm. Shut them off, first of all. The steak is not going to be much longer. So you can just leave them in the oven for the 3 or 4 minutes or so it's going to take, or just take them out. Let them hold for till your steak is done. Fire them back in for 30 seconds. Okay, I'm starting to like where this steak is. I'm getting quite a bit of resistance, which means my steak is approaching cooked. And I'm going to turn the steaks up on their side and balance them on top of each other, like this, to let that fat cap render. Look at this. Get those steaks onto their side, get that fat cap to render. I'm pushing down, not too hard. You don't want to get all of the juices all over, but look at that. That's what we're doing. Cooking steak is you are an active participant in cooking this steak. Listen to that. How's your date night, friends? Is it good? You having fun? I'm gonna give this a little squeeze. Oh yeah. Beautiful, look at that. Render this fat as much as you like. It's not really affecting the cooking of the steak. My fries are chugging along, guys. When I recipe tested these fries, they took 30 minutes. They're probably gonna take a little bit longer for me tonight. My oven is so unreliable. And see, if I can turn out a meal like this with an unreliable oven, you have no excuse, none. I'm just hitting these one more time on both sides with the heat, but oh my God, I can't even help but lick my finger at the end. It's so good. Guys, I'm going for like a medium, so you may already be done. And I'm just flipping these over, almost mimicking a roasting. And I'm smelling like barbecue. We're not barbecuing, but I'm smelling barbecue, which means somebody's probably barbecuing. Guys are good? Hi, it's Rob, not from Sudbury. Hi, Robert McKenzie. I know, David told me last time that it was the talk of the town, that I messed that up. Okay, don't listen to David. He might say that I'm perfect, but I'm not. There we go. I'm taking out these steaks because they're just perfect. Make sure you take your pan off the heat because it's going to continue to smoke. And we remember what happened on the fish episode when my fire alarm went off. We don't want that to happen again. These need to rest. And I'm going to explain to you guys what is happening to these steaks when they rest, because it's very important. I'm waiting for my fries to be done. Let me know how your fries are doing. Mine are browning, but slowly. So I may be behind you this time, which is rare, I know. We'll have a moment to hang out here and drink our wine. What is happening to these meat fibers is when you heat up the muscle, and you know, steak is a muscle, it's beef. So what happens is when you heat it up, the muscles contract and they all get really, really tight. So when people say you need to let meat rest so that all the juices reabsorb, if the muscles are all like this right now, we need them to relax. And this resting period is what helps them go. When they're not under constant stress of the heat, that's when they relax. And that's what people mean when they say, we have to let the juices redistribute. That is, it's kind of baloney, because it sounds a lot better than saying the muscle needs to relax. And then people go, ew. Well, guess what, guys? If you're eating meat, you're eating an animal. And in most parts of the world, they eat the whole animal. So this is a beautiful steak. Thank you, Piggy Market. We want to let these relax so that all of those juices that were, you know, pent up inside the steak, when they relax, they stay in the steak. So that's it. Hopefully that helps. Jessica says, these are the crispiest fries ever. That makes me happy because that means your fries are done and mine are not. I'm just gonna let them go. Because guys, and one thing we didn't talk about was how do you know the fries are done inside? And this is the pro tip, they are done inside. They are so, they're in such a hot oven that they're done. You don't even have to worry about it. So have at her. How's this doing? Oh, it's doing good. Yep, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. If you guys are done, toss your fries in your beautiful mixture right here. Toss your fries in that gorgeous herb mixture we made. I just love it. I can smell it. The smell coming off of these. You do want these steaks to sit for at least 5 minutes, minimum. Thanks for introducing us. This cooking, oh, that's so sweet. Jason says, thank you for introducing this cooking forum to me, Ron. You're the man. I agree, Ron is the man. He just is. They don't make them like you anymore, Ron. Oh, wait a second. They do what I found them. Okay. Look at this beautiful juice. I'm gonna pour this juice onto the steak when I cut the steak because that's not going to waste, absolutely not. When you cut this steak, oh my God, look at this butter. You wanna put this butter on top of your steak if you're ready to eat, just in case you guys are there without me. Get that butter on top of the steak. You wanna use about a tablespoon, just like that. And you wanna just kiss the steak with it. And that warmth from the steak is gonna melt that butter all over. And that crust we formed is going to be freaking delicious, my friends. I'm just checking on these fries. Yeah, fries are almost there. Almost. Let me know what you guys want to see in our future cook along. I see we've got 15 of you. I really hope you guys are subscribed. This is Here on the Main, where we cook live on Saturday nights. If you want to cook with us, you want to get over to Instagram, Here on the Main, because during the week I post the ingredients of what you're going to need to cook live. We are currently making steak frites. I know these are not deep fried, they are oven fried, because this is real life. And we need things to work for your kitchen. Having a giant pot of oil that you don't know what to do with is not a good time. I've been there. Made fried chicken a few weeks ago, did it at a friend's house. Guess what? I left the pot of oil there so they could deal with it. I'm not dealing with that. It's a mess. That's the true tea. That's the true tea. Hopefully you guys are eating. Get that butter on the steak. Slice it up nice. I'm waiting for these fries to brown. What can I say? Oh, they're browning. Okay, we're almost there. I have a feeling we're gonna be there in about 3 minutes, so. Oh yeah. These are gonna be perfect. Okay. My fries. Where am I gonna put these guys, huh? Where are we gonna go? Let's make room for them right here. Move this beef fat. How often do you get to say that? Here we go. Stunning. I'm ready. Get this beautiful herb mixture right down on the fries. Perfect. Ethan's ready to go. See? Guys, the oven is coming, I promise. New oven. Look at, oh, the smell. You smell that? David, you smell that? Heck yeah, he smells that. I'm gonna give this, this steak a little slice. Here we go. Beautiful. Slice against the grain, shortening the muscle fibers. This is a perfect medium. That's exactly where I want it to be. I hope you guys are right where you want to be. Look at that. Get that herb butter on there. Stunning. I'm gonna eat right off the cutting board. Heck yeah. Caitlin, ours is ready. We're close to you. We live in Almont. Oh, hello, Caitlin. Wonderful. I love Almont. Beautiful spot. Okay. I got to get in here. A little bit of butter. Look at that. A little bit of butter. I got to try this right now. I would say go home, but you're already home. You're damn right your food tastes as good in your own house. You know who I feel bad for right now? David, because he's not eating this food. That's why I have to say goodbye. Guys, thank you for making steak frites with me. I hope you'll come back next week where we're probably making pad thai. Don't quote me. I got to redo the recipe because I was a little drunk when I did it. But thank you. I'm Christina. You're Here on the Main. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.
Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?